This is the early afternoon. It's 20 after 1 on the 17th. One of my friends out of Tennessee again sent me a clip. I don't know where she finds these articles. Epstein files, names, connections, and what they're hiding. Put up, I think about it. There is a global awakening happening from the revelations surrounding Epstein to unanswered questions about 9/11. If you want answers to 9/11, tune into my website. I've posted over 200 videos on 9/11. COVID-19. I've done hundreds of videos on COVID-19. And ongoing wars. Millions are beginning to question the system of power shaping our world. This video explores the growing divide between ordinary people seeking truth and peace and powerful networks that operate behind closed doors. It's not left versus right. It's accountability versus corruption. If we don't demand transparency now, what kind of future will our children inherit? Content warning. The following video contains material that may be harmful. So this is a 20-minute clip. No major media outlet is talking about child trafficking. Children being taken out of the back of a tractor trailer by, it looks like, police officers. You can't make this stuff up. Small children.
Taking children, giving them to somebody else for money that they get from the federal government. That means that all 50 states are involved in government-subsidized child trafficking. It's a ring. It is the largest and most pervasive child trafficking ring in the history of the world by sheer money and numbers.
Children are seized unnecessarily from their families due to the federal aid entitled the Adoption and Safe Families Act.
It was put into law in 1997 by Bill and Hillary Clinton, and I said it that way on purpose. And it is a law that literally steals money from the Social Security Fund and gives this money to the states in order to incentivize them to kidnap babies.
To receive the adoption incentives or bonuses, local CPS must have more children. They must have more merchandise to sell.
Every child, once you've added it all up, is worth approximately $1 million to the state. But we've been told that this is a $60 to $80 billion a year industry, meaning the federal government is taking $80 billion a year and giving that money to all of the 50 states to kidnap children.
Parents are victimized by the system that makes a profit for holding children longer and bonuses for not returning children to their parents.
But their own statistics state that 83% of all children who are taken by CPS, Child Protective Services, are for unsubstantiated allegations, meaning never should it have happened in the first place. So that imagine anything else in the world where you know you get it wrong 83% of the time and you admit it, but you just keep doing it.
Case workers and social workers are often guilty of fraud. They withhold and destroy evidence.
Hi, Steve here. You'll have to forgive me if I'm just a little bit out of it because they sprayed heavy chemtrails Wednesday, and in Southwest Florida, it's miserable.
Chemtrails, by the way, barium salts are in chemtrails. They are 10,000 times more toxic to your nervous system than lead. They contain mycobacteria, viruses, Pseudomonas florensis bacteria, human plasma. Wonder what human plasma is doing in chemtrails. And this is not by conjecture. I did a lot of research before I'd ever say this, but these chemtrails are nasty. And there's 3 reasons for chemtrails. The first is and I talked to my NSA buddies at Fort Carson, Peterson Air Force Base, and Buckley, where I was actually their doctor taking care of the pilots flying and spraying the chemtrails. So I know it's real. If anybody says it's not real, they're full of it. Okay? Because I'm a whistleblower. On the inside, it's not open for discussion. And my NSA buddies told me, 95% of them told me, they were up there trying to spray to reflect the sun out to stop global warming. So most of them are dumb enough to believe that garbage.
But there is an awakening happening right now. Not in one country, not in one political party, not in one religion. It's across the entire world. And it's not about left versus right. It's not black versus white. It's not Christian versus Muslim. It's something far deeper. It's average people who love peace, who want their children safe, versus criminal networks embedded at the highest levels of power. For years, anyone who questioned the official narrative was mocked. But look at the timeline. The attacks of September 11th changed the world forever. Policies were passed overnight. Wars began. Surveillance expanded. And many citizens asking, who was really behind this? Who benefited? Businesses collapsed.
You saw a picture of the Pentagon. Look at the massive destruction. And look at the lawn right in front of the building. The lawn is pristine. Now, engines hang below the wings and below the fuselage of a 757 or a 767 that holds at ground level. There'd be massive ground scars. It wasn't an airplane. It was a Tomahawk or a cruise missile. What did it hit? It hit the Pentagon. Why the Pentagon? Well, it hit the Pentagon accounting offices. Donald Rumsfeld, Secretary of State, the day before 9/11 said, 2.3 trillion is missing from the Pentagon. You know what got hit? The accounting offices. That paper trail was destroyed. You can't make this stuff up. Let's go back.
Mental health plummeted. Children were isolated. Some say affecting children for decades. Trillions shifted hands. Again, people asked, was every decision truly about public health? Was all the information the public was hearing really accurate?
Gordon, you okay?
You'll see people dropping dead just after their COVID shot. They just literally hit the floor.
It's okay, baby. I am not feeling well.
Jeffrey Epstein files.
When Jeffrey Epstein was arrested, something cracked open. A billionaire connected to politicians, royalty, celebrities, intelligence agencies. Epstein was a Jewish Zionist, a eugenicist, and a pedophile, and part of CIA Mossad sex trafficking operation used to gain compromising material, discrediting material, or incriminating material on high-profile individuals. Israel and the Jewish Zionists seem to have their fingerprints on everything. Our politicians and governments, war, COVID, digital IDs and finance, fake news media, and so on and so on. This isn't anti-Semitism. It's all demonstrably true. He supposedly died in federal custody under suspicious circumstances. Then why do we see this image that looks exactly like him surrounded by security shot in Tel Aviv, Israel? And people asked, how deep does this network really go?
There has been a long-standing conspiracy theory that Hollywood and the elites harvest the blood of young people and transfuse it in order to reverse age. And now the Epstein files might have revealed that that is in fact true. In this email to Jeffrey Epstein, it says, all you need is a blood transfusion from the pack and you reverse aging. This is where adrenochrome comes into play. It is a real chemical compound found in the blood when the body is in a fight or flight situation. And we know that the kids that were involved in Jeffrey Epstein's network were definitely put into fight or flight. And of course, we've seen Hollywood elites like Chrissy Teigen tweet about how they're going to a party where they're serving up 4-year-old cheese pizza with adrenochrome and, of course, the eye emoji. And according to the FBI code words, cheese stands for little girl and pizza stands for girl. Now back to the email. The subject is Dr. Agus, a professor of medicine and biomedical engineering at USC, pretty local to Hollywood. He is also the founding director and CEO of the Ellison Medical Institute. You know, the medical institute funded by Larry Ellison, the new owner of TikTok. And he's also hosted a Paramount show with big celebs like Ashton Kutcher and Oprah Winfrey. If you know, you know. And I think that Hollywood and the elites have been using predictive programming to get us used to this idea. Take Monsters, Inc., for example, where a bunch of monsters go into little kids' rooms to get them to scream, harvest those screams, and then provide energy for the city of monsters.
In conflict zones, chaos reigns. When systems collapse, oversight disappears. And history shows that war has often been the perfect cover for trafficking, corruption, and black market operations.
I'm going to do this in 2 parts because I think it's really important and I don't trust the software. So this will be part 1. Stand by for part 2.